I know I'm completely wrong, but I think there's a lot. Call it intuition, call it whatever you want. There we are. Oh, that's rather hot.
Yeah, there's something mysterious with the sound.
Well, that's all right. There's always something mysterious with the sound.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what. I'm not sure why it's doing this.
Seems rather hot.
Yeah, I'm gonna just bypass you for a second so I can check it.
No problem.
So this is this sounds.
But I was gonna say we'll be opening up the phone lines in about 10 minutes, and you know, there's not any rules to Hello Caller. You know, whatever's on your mind. But I do want to stress one thing I don't want to hear, and I'm serious about this: complaining about traffic. I don't want to hear any complaining about traffic, because I look at it this way. No one is ever going to use something correctly. They're not going to use their cars correctly. I mean, what naive world are you living in if you decide to own a car and drive in it with other people, to imagine that at any high percentage of your time on the road will other people be using this device correctly? So please do not call about traffic. Don't want to hear it. Other than that, any other concern, private, personal, or otherwise, is completely welcome. How are we sounding over there, Zav?
I think I found the problem. It was coming out.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was
Listen
coming
to that
out
tone.
of the problem was coming out of the phone thing. The thing that this is the phone call part, and that's the one that's making the weird buzzy noise. So, hopefully we'll resolve that.
Sure.
And I think you should have two microphones.
Let me just get this into position. For those who can't see, there's a
you
mess
could
of
even
wires.
hold that one.
Oh yeah.
Why don't you just hold it, just like
Why
if
not?
you were in a nightclub?
Yeah.
Wow. We're on the air, and it's funny, you know, we do a lot of preparation before our shows, and then when the show starts, we're completely disorganized.
We don't do any of the things that we plan to, which is okay. I think that, you know, there's time to get to them. Now it sounds great. Wow.
Yeah.
Listen to that.
Yeah, there was that crazy buzz, and now it's just all better now.
I guess you'd say sweet tone to that. I do know that you did talk about wanting to consult some oracles, maybe some oracles other than the internet. I like the idea that with this show we're trying to use the phone as though it were the internet, although it is lacking in some aspects. Maybe you could just call in and click like to us if you want. That's fine. But I have this oracle that I brought, which is a dictionary of slang. Of course, it is a little outdated. Much slang quickly is. This one's copyright 1996, and a singular author holds the copyright, which is interesting.
Okay.
A person named Thomas Dalzell owns the copyright to all the slang in this book. So I hope that we don't get any court orders coming.
Right.
But on the other hand, I think that if we just isolate the slang, we'll be all right for using his slang, which includes such things as sock. What would you think sock would mean, Zav?
To punch?
Wrong. It means a lot of power.
Whoa, that guy's got sock.
I guess that's how you'd say that.
This steam engine has some serious sock.
Yeah. Now this one sounds like something from the Clockwork Orange language. Togged to the bricks. What do you think about that one? What do we got for tog to the bricks?
It sounds British.
It sounds very British.
Tog, it's tog to the brick. Tog
to the brick, mate.
Tog, T-O?
Togged to the bricks.
Tugged.
And I don't
tugged to the bricks. It's tugged to the bricks. This day's been tugged to the bricks. I'm not sure what
it means dressed up. But I mean, what are your bricks then? What are the bricks as a noun? What is that standing in for?
Tugged to the
what
bricks.
are your bricks?
I would think it's kind of like your I don't know.
God, the
I don't
British
know.
love nonsense.
Yeah.
They're the only people that created a genre called nonsense. Everyone else
Yeah.
just let nonsense be part of everything. But the British somehow love to isolate this idea called nonsense. You have Edward Lear's and they really do. They
Yeah, it's
really
probably
don't
something
make any sense
Togged
at
to
all.
the bricks probably means like
It's completely
something that rhymes with bricks and something that rhymes with togged.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Isn't that how they do it in
Yeah.
England? They'll say something like "your cherry pie" and it means something like you're hairy-eyed
Sure.
or something, and that means
Sure.
that you're looking at them funny.
Wow. We're novices on this subject, so where are we doing on time right now? We're at 4:07. At 4:10, we're going to open up the lines for a
Yep.
few minutes.
And we're going to talk slower at 4:07. No, I don't know.
We'll talk more deliberately and with a sense of purpose.
Yes, we will.
I would like to ask you, have you heard, speaking of traffic, any slang for one's automobile? Are you aware of any slang for one's auto?
My can.
My can. Well, I have here percolator is a word for get
that's
the
a good one.
percolator out there.
How about my stool bus?
My still bus.
Stool bus.
Stool bus. Is that a kind of car?
Yeah, it's a kind of like a white sedan.
Okay. Here's one. This is really, really good. What does mez mean? Mez.
Mez.
And I think that this is, I don't know.
Can
but
you use it in a sentence?
No, I can't actually. Okay, hold on. This table right here that you're looking at, this table is the mez.
Oh, wow. So it's like the bomb. Would you say mez is bomb?
But then what does the bomb mean?
It's sick?
Sick is one of those slangs that it's something is so something, it's the opposite. When I was on a bus in Harlem, I was sitting next to a woman, and I had never driven around through Harlem, and I was listening to her, and she was going on and on about James Brown. And one of the things I like that she said, she didn't care if anyone was listening, which no one was. We all know James Brown, but she was doing a great job, actually. And one of the things she said that was so beautiful is she
Can I
said,
have $1? Because I ain't got an iPhone.
One of the things she said, this is part of the show every day.
where Elmo comes up.
The Elmo moment.
Elmo, what did she say?
She had a freaking heart attack. That's what she said.
She had a heart attack. Well, actually, that's incorrect, Elmo. But no, she said that James Brown made bad good. It meant the opposite. So sick means the opposite. But actually, mez means perfection.
Elmo, give me that $1 back.
To be absolutely perfect.
Elmo, what do you call a car? What's a word for a car? Slang
What would
word.
you call a car if you had a call it something other than a
Slang word.
Cluck.
A what?
Cluck.
A cluck?
Yeah.
car? That's not bad.
All right. You win $1.
Gracias. Later, man.
Later, man.
Oh, Elmo.
Elmo could have a whole radio station of his own.
That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I'll be right up to I'm going to McDonald's.
Okay.
Elmo's going to McDonald's.
Be safe out there.
He'll be giving us the McDonald's report later. Yeah, so there's a lot of slang in here that I'd never heard of before, and I have
Wait,
to
did
say,
we ever? Okay, so mez is bomb.
It
It's a
means
bomb.
perfect, which is weird
Oh,
because it's
it's
identified
mez.
as perfection. Maybe what's actually copyrighted.
What is this? I mean, these are really. Is this? Do they tell you where the origins are, or like what?
No.
What country?
That's one of the interesting things about it. It's sort of like divided into chapters, like the mainstream 1960s, hipster, black and beat lingo of the 50s. I mean, it's divided into these categories, but everyone has a 60s hippie lingo. That's pretty terrible. And actually, a lot of it is the same, really. All these are obvious, I've never heard this before. Further, with an exclamation. Further.
Oh, like, when would you say that?
Well, I guess it was a general rallying cry derived from the word appearing in the destination sign on the Merry Pranksters bus. And I guess that it was their motto to
Oh.
say further.
Yeah. That it's funny because I've seen the documentary about them, and I think unconsciously I kind of knew that.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean that doesn't really seem like slang to me. Oh, there goes the sunglasses. Elmo's putting on the shades right now. You can't see him because we've got that number up. We're about to open the lines. Elmo just put on his shades. He's heading to McDonald's. Where are you headed to right now?
Caller.
Caller.
To house, to undo her in the shower.
What's that, Elmo?
Nothing. Later.
Thanks, Elmo. The lines are open.
Yep.
Give us a call right now. It is 935-2951. Let us know what's going on with your day. Let us know if you have any regional specific slang that you'd like to use in a sentence. Did we hear a ring?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard a ring. That's really bad. If you could see my facial expression right now, it's extremely dejected and sad. It kind of looks like how this lettering looks. It's a strong compliment to each other. Zav, do you have any slang that you feel is regional specific?
Well, there's all kinds of slang things that I think about here and there, but I don't have one that comes to mind right off the bat. So I feel bad that I can't think of one, one that really sticks out for me.
Yeah.
Well, there are some funny ones like in French, chameau is something people say, and people say oh les vaches, and chameau is camel. So once in a while, people just say camel.
Wonder why.
I have no idea. Maybe because camels are stubborn. And then they say oh les vaches, which means that means holy cow, I guess. But they say it not holy cow. They say oh the cows.
Oh, the cows.
Oh the cows. Oh the cows.
Sometimes I'm worried that on this program we're entertaining too much in bushwash.
And I'm bushwash.
It means empty talk. Or actually, I'm worried we're not engaging in enough bushwash.
Wow, I like that. That's
bushwash.
And that is very much. Is that God? That's got to be. There's so many layers to it because it sounds like bourgeois. It sounds like bush.
I believe it's tramp language. Apparently,
Bushwash.
It's the the tramps. It's coming from American tramps of the Great Depression era. Anyway, so I would love to figure out another way to talk other than...
I love bushwash. That is really good because it's like bourgeois, but then it's like mispronounced bourgeois by someone who's, not bourgeois.
Yeah.
Which tramp language makes perfect sense. But then also the word bouche means mouth. So it's like...
Bushwash.
Bushwash.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's really good. That's a good one. Bunch of bushwash. Well, I invented a slang.
Really?
And I'm trying to propagate it. It's not going viral at all. No one's picking up on it.
It's not viral.
I call people homeburger.
My homeburger. I like that.
I always say, "Hey, homeburger."
It feels good to say it. Maybe that's part of it too. It has to feel good to say it.
And I like saying homeburger, but nobody says homeburger.
Yeah.
I once started one where it did catch on with one person, and he would say it a lot. And then some other people started saying it was, how did it go again? I would say, damn it. I can't believe I can't remember the slang I invented. It was...
Bird dog.
God dang it. I can't remember. I'm suddenly having a mental block. But mental blocks in and of themselves are interesting things.
Yeah.
How is it that you know something, it's in your brain, it's in your mind. I know it's right there,
It's right there.
But there's something before,
blocking
something in the way of me, and then if I relax, it'll come to me.
Yeah.
My dude.
My dude.
Hello, my dude. How are you doing, my dude?
That's really sweet.
Yeah, my dude. Well, it was, it's kind of like a medieval contemporization of a medieval use of my
dude, my lord,
my lord.
lady.
So I used to always say, "Hey, my dude, what's going on, my dude?"
I like that a lot.
Yeah,
that's really sweet.
That one, it did catch on with my friend Neil. But homeburger, once in a while, Elmo, because I don't think Elmo completely knows I made it up. Once in a while, he'll say it. He'll be like, "Hey, homeburger," but he says it better than me. He says it kind of like Hey, Homburger. Homburger.
Humbug.
Homburger.
Yeah. I would like to. Wow. I would like to know what happened to remember this. This isn't really slang, but it was some sort of strange expression where someone would say something sarcastically and then afterwards they'd say, not.
Oh, yeah. That was.
I think that really only went viral with the maybe 7 to 15-year-old market.
No, it was big.
Was that all over?
Yeah, it was big in the 90s.
You're a little
right around
older
that
than
period
me.
of time, the Why Not 2 era, that when all that poetry slamming was happening in Milwaukee and all, it was kind of like a rash.
People were saying not a lot.
And people would use that, and that was just
I wonder if everyone's written a
irritating.
poem. I wonder if anyone's written a poem and then they finish it. It's like this well-constructed, machine of language, very beautiful, and then at the end they just go, not.
That would be good. I like that.
Well, not. I think that probably people have expanded into that area, but very shortly, actually, we're going to be calling a poet from Vancouver in the British Columbia, a very distinguished man, Mr. Weldon Gardner Hunter.
Tell me a little bit about Weldon.
Weldon, I
Gardner.
don't know that well. He's a good friend of my friend Michael's, and I mostly have just seen his poems in magazines. And it's interesting because it's always long distance in terms of people who are interested in poetry. It's always long distance. You don't really know them, but you only know them through their work, which is kind of nice sometimes when you live in a Midwest city. And the arts in every faction can be quite bi-coastal, but there's a lot of really interesting poets that just live and work and send out their works, and you don't see them around. Sometimes it's rather nice to not have to have this horrible human being attached to their work. Although I do know for a fact that Weldon is a very charming human being.
Right.
And a very interesting person, and a good friend of my friend Mike Hauser, who's an excellent poet from here. And Weldon's poetry, from what I've seen to it, has a sort of, I don't know how to explain it, it's like a goofy elegance to it or something. I don't know what other blurb I could think of. I've got to get better at blurbs, I realized, if I want to get anywhere in life. I've got to learn to string adjectives together with a sense of history and impendingness.
Well, I think your candor and honesty are also valuable. But I suppose, yeah, I mean...
Maybe at the end we could compose some slang blurbs.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That would be kind of nice. But Weldon is a poet who has been to Milwaukee once, and it really sucked because I remember I had to work and I really wanted to see him read, and he read at Woodland Pattern in the afternoon with Mike, and literally like 2 people happened to show up. It was like a bad time and a bad day, and no one knew about it. And there were 2 people, but I guess those guys said it was really kind of cool because they recorded it, and it just kind of felt like a recording session, and it was somehow like really satisfying for it just to be them recording for posterity his visit. Even though there weren't a lot of people, it still was like this, well, this is for posterity. In a lot of ways, this show is kind of for posterity.
Yeah,
it's like a time capsule.
I was feeling some sort of sensation of like, I can kind of relate to that, and then I realized, yeah,
that's exactly what we're doing. We're in the womb of our private little publicness.
Yeah. That was very well put.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. It's not a bad place to be, actually.
No, it feels great.
There's a lot of pressure when a lot of people listen to you. You actually feel self-conscious in ways that you might not feel if you had less people listening.
Well, I'm sort of obsessed with the fact that, we're saving these, and, you can listen to these anytime you want. So in a way, we're really speaking to the future.
Yeah, or we're making a studio recording.
Yes, we're making a recording. But I like thinking about the fact that we're very much in the present with our ideas, and
Right.
but at the same time, this is for some vague future.
Yeah. Well, I actually have a
For
whole
ourselves.
thing about that, which is that we always talk about time travel.
Yeah.
Or not all, we
do.
We always talk
Well,
about
if we're not talking about it, we're thinking about it.
We meaning, I don't know, some weird generalization.
We're all
of that.
thinking.
Time travel is
Yeah.
something that's talked about a lot when people
Yeah.
talk about science fiction and so on.
Uh-huh.
And I think that what we may realize at a certain point,
Yeah.
and if technology continues to, especially information technology, continues to sort of get more and more complex and more advanced, so
Yeah.
to speak, that at a certain point we will kind of stumble on sort of realize we are time traveling.
Yes.
I mean, you're like what you're saying. We like the fact that you and I are putting information onto a medium, and then that medium could exist past our own bodily existence.
Yes.
Past this moment. This moment is engraved in the medium. The medium exists into the future, and that the moment is in the future. In a sense,
is
it does
in the
have. And then the same thing, and this is something I've said about future past, which is as we go forward into the future, we also keep going deeper into the past because our ability to say like, okay, carbon dating, through carbon dating, we're able to find out more information about the past than we used to know. Like we keep finding out that there's another man, another hominid or humanoid being or whatever that predates Peking Man or whatever. We keep finding out more about the past,
and that therefore changes our construction of all of history up to our present moment, and therefore changes our present construction of how we would view what the future could hold.
Yeah.
So it's
And then also you can reconstruct the past more easily. Like we are able to eventually I bet we'll be able to reproduce a mammoth or a Neanderthal man.
Yeah.
From the data and the information that we're able to cull. And so we are getting or kind of like Jurassic Park or whatever, that kind of thing. As we go into the future, we go further deeper into the past. And we're traveling. In a sense, we're time traveling. I mean, when you pick up a book that was written in the whatever period of time, 100,000 whatever, however, the first Bible or something from 2 days ago, it doesn't really matter. You're traveling back in time. In some sense, you're traveling back in time.
Yeah.
You're not there. Like I think that when we finally time travel, we're not going to realize it. Is I guess what I was saying.
Yes.
Is that we are time traveling. We're
too busy time traveling to notice that we're time traveling.
Right. Every time you look at pictures from your childhood, it's like you're time traveling.
Yeah.
You're just not. You're not able to have any personal agency in that time period.
Yeah.
You don't have agency in that time period, but you're able to be of that. In a sense, you're visiting that time period.
Right.
So anyway, that's my and
the
I think
delay
the
on our
same
phone
goes for the future. In a sense, by like what we're doing now, we're making something that goes into the future, but that can also happen in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
That we can project into the future as well. We can actually touch the future through media and things like that. So anyway, I just
Heidegger would say that's part of the problem, is that we're always existing in this ephemeral, non-placeable future as opposed to where we actually are.
Right. Well,
that would be his whole riff on that.
Or
that's some slang there, riff.
Or like a spiritual advisor would say, like living
where you are.
You are here in the now. The future does not exist.
Not me. I'm on a hoverboard.
But that, also that comes up in the Stephen Hawking's Brief History of Time. He talks about how, why is it that we can't go backwards in time? That we can go forwards and backwards in space. I can go to the back of the room and the front of the room, but I can't go backwards and forward. I can't go to the front of the year and the back of the year at will.
Right.
Why is that?
It's a very weird
It has to do with
thing.
entropy or something, but I still think that that's not, maybe that's a wrong way of thinking about it in some ways.
Yeah, I will say I've never been a person who's fantasized about going into the past, although a lot of people are. Look at all the Civil War reenactments and whatnot, a sense of clinging. But then again, tradition is a sense of extending the past, and I don't understand any of it. I don't understand any of it. I'm interested in making up the future, which is vague. And speaking of time travel, actually, we'll be time traveling about a minute back and forth in time when we talk to Weldon here, as I try to remember how to work this phone.
Oh yeah, so you're trying to make a phone call right now.
Yeah, I'm calling Weldon Hunter, our friend, and now it doesn't seem to let me want to do this. It's a funny thing because you have a cell phone for years, and let me tell you, and you still can't get your cell phone to work. Do you know anything about these, Armand? These cell phones that people are carrying around? I'm just trying to get this thing to go to speakerphone, Armand. You know anything?
I'm reminded of Louis
Oh, here we go.
Blackson. Fucking cell phones.
No swearing.
No swearing.
Cell
we go.
phones.
We got it. Okay. Oh, we got it. Thanks a lot, Armand.
It's going to space.
We
and
just
back.
had some assistance with the phone. Sorry about that. Weldon. How are you doing? How are things out there today?
Good. I was listening to you guys.
Yeah.
And it was funny because just at the moment that you were introducing me, all of a sudden ad came on for California,
Yeah.
like on the thing, and so then I didn't hear you introduce me, but then I did hear the moment that you came back, I heard the phrase "horrible human being." I was like, cool.
Yeah.
I heard some other stuff.
Yeah, we're kind of ruminating about time travel, and then unfortunately we always get really gothic as soon as we do that. Weldon, would you mind for our listeners reading perhaps a poem over the air for Hello Caller for us, please?
Yeah, sure. I just need to warn you that I've got a wicked delay. So when I'm speaking, I can hear myself come back.
Oh, we've got delay all over the place here. That's why we're talking about time travel. We've got a lot of delay going on. This is internet the old-fashioned way, so we're in a nest of wires in a window. So Weldon,
just jump in.
Weldon, a great I almost said great American. Weldon, the great British Columbian poet. Please read us a piece.
Okay. All right. This might be a bit awkward just because of the delay, but I'll fight through it. So
Okay.
This is just a bit of context, and this poem should take about less than 3 minutes to read. It's a poem I wrote with Mike Hauser, so it's an actual collaborative poem that we wrote on his porch.
Yes.
And this was when I did that visit to Milwaukee back in 2007. So it was after we did the reading, which was actually attended by one person. Only one person that showed up at the reading, and we kind of locked the door and made sure he couldn't leave. So,
He wasn't allowed.
yeah, this poem is called "The One That Got Away," and a little bit of context is that we were writing it while Brock, you know Brock, with the T's in your band,
Very well,
right?
very well. Brock is a wonderful musician, an excellent drummer, and a local treasure. Yes.
And previously a Welsh Corgi puppy owner too, because we had Ollie on the porch with us. You guys were recording or something, so you were out of town.
Yes.
And yeah, we wrote this poem with Ollie kind of supervising, and then we got interrupted. The poem got interrupted by a woman who had an injured baby raccoon in her jean jacket.
She had a baby raccoon in her jean jacket.
Yeah, she was walking her dog, and the dog had attacked the baby raccoon, so she had to ask if we could call animal control and help her out.
That's beautiful.
So that was all going on while we wrote this thing. Okay, so it's called "The One That Got Away." It is more or less desirable to have Ollie in the sentence of love before it passes. He's lowering the curtain so he can watch The Price is Right without the glare, find a stone to top it all off, watching for animal rescue, listening to Sleepyhead. Mike is picking at his underwear, which is bunched up uncomfortably, and Weldon is watching some hard rock come in from the west bring its code amber deployment. And Mike is now pontificating about dogs swooping in down Dousman, taking the injured raccoon from out the crumpled jean jacket, and Weldon is devising an elaborate ploy to make off with the phone book and watch the candle cry, and Mike is telling Ollie to straighten up and fly right preemptively. Here comes Ollie now, streetwalker dog godsend, silent sentinel of the porch, fireworks exploding as the raccoon rides off to Valhalla, Weldon's red scarf flowing. Ollie remarks, "I like to explore the world with my mouth, my flappers, my primeval jowls." Ollie parades his wares, barking, "Truffles, truffles, I must have my truffles." Wild wind beckoning Mormons to dance. Lucky man to own a catamaran. Bluesies on the Howard Stern show. Paw on the sun. Bury the hatchet. Clinch the hat trick. No ungood plug. June swoon, June bug. Red van, red fan. Kiss me on the lack of Ollie. Bury the hammer. Lay the ramp. Wallflower the barbecue. Sunshine the bug. Flute the comics. Haberdash the quails. Bring ointment to the surplus trophy store, magnify the satellite, and pour dripping honey into the ear of a stevedore. In the Houston Astrodome, there are a lot of other juices in the soon-to-be-closed restaurants of the Gaza Strip. the only living shrink from Moby Dick, sits in his plastic bedroom. The dog is in a state of spectral shock. Raise the aluminum in the ether. Aluminum shakes off the gymnasium roof. Break dancing commences in the airport. All really good things get worried when they haven't been in the bean field for some time. And the brick-footed hunt for tones is a laugh riot. A lion sharing the rain. A lumbering Suspina. Cat all of its cigarette patterns in a mix, showing a truck stop. A variegated dump truck. And get this summer night faded into the light stream of a Roman candle and walled up in the outskirts of mild-temperatured Milwaukee brick by brick. And that's the end of the poem.
Wow, thanks a lot, Weldon. That was a collaborative poem written by Weldon and Michael Hauser from Milwaukee. And what year was that again, Weldon?
June 24th, 2007.
2007. About a dog, a beautiful dog that is now gone from us. In a way, it's a sort of elegy for, what was his name again?
Ollie.
Ollie.
Yeah.
I explore the world with my mouth. Because don't we all really do that?
He certainly did. He certainly did that. I think he's on a farm somewhere. He's literally on a farm. I don't think it was metaphorically on a farm.
Okay. I thought he died in some horrible
I
way.
hope not. At least Mike let me down easy by saying you went to a farm, so I'm going to believe that.
Okay. Well, let's just continue to both suspend each other's belief. And thank you so much, Weldon. I really appreciate you reading a poem here on our program.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and I hope to hear Mike soon someday.
Oh, yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. Tune in for Hauser at 10. That's a good lead-in. Hauser at 10. It's just called Hauser. It's like Dateline, all capital letters. But I hope to see you soon, Weldon. Thanks for reading a poem on our show.
But it's thanks, you guys, and I'll look you up when I'm in Milwaukee.
Okay, see you soon, Weldon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Well, that was sweet.
Yes, it was.
It was about a dog. It was hard to hear parts of it, unfortunately.
Right. I need the mic. Or do you want to say something, Armand?
Armand, do you have any comments? Did you hear it at all?
Truly Spoken, located on 602 East Center. Yours one-stop shop for all your bicycle needs. Tune-up starting at $30 and ranging to $50, including wheel trues, bottom bracket adjustment, cones, rear and front shifter lubrication.
A little overpriced for River West.
Ooh. Someone's getting a brick through their window tonight.
Ooh.
Jesus.
I just had to offset the advertising.
People, let's open up the lines here for crying out loud. It's 935-2951. You just heard a beautiful piece of literature about a dog that was running up to a woman in a jean jacket who had a raccoon in her jean jacket. They had to call animal control. It was a crazy, beautiful poem. Call us. This is insane. We're sitting here. It's nice out.
It's beautiful out.
It's beautiful out, and so why don't you get indoors and call? Actually, you don't have to be indoors. What with cell phones nowadays? So please call us. We're here. I was thinking it's kind of become a regular segment while we're waiting for some calls, and before I call Michael with a short piece, maybe I could do a brief interview with you if you wouldn't mind. Zav, just to keep the continuity flowing. I feel like this is also a bit like psychiatry because we're using all these false props to sort of constantly interview each other.
Oh, we have
Thank God.
We have a call.
I was going to ask all kinds of personal things.
Hello?
Hello, caller.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm going to turn you up, but for some reason it's really buzzy.
It's weird. Can you hear us okay, caller?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, caller?
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Who do we got on the line?
I was wondering, you mentioned that bike store was overpriced. What bike stores are you comparing that to?
Zav, you want to take this one?
I was just offsetting the I don't know why it's so buzzy. Let me see. 1 second. I'm going to turn you down and answer.
This is death metal radio. Ooh, that's better.
I was reacting to the fact that we're not supposed to advertise or swear on the radio.
Oh.
And so...
or complain about traffic.
Yeah, so Armand comes on and does the two things that you're not supposed to do.
That's correct.
On our radio, which is to advertise and to swear within like 1 minute. So I wanted to offset the advertisement by saying something critical.
Yes.
I think the pricing is probably the same as any bike store, but the overhead must be a little bit lower around here, but I might be wrong. I have no idea, and I don't care. I mean, I just I basically was mainly being sarcastic. I think the prices are probably fine.
We think the prices suck. Not.
So then, I'm calling and I'm just wondering. I know you can't curse now. That's good. But what kind of vulgarities are considered obscene for your radio?
I'm going to answer that with the thing down again because of the buzzy noise that I have to solve. The answer to that is I'm not sure. I know that there are certain words that you can't. I mean, we all know what swear words are. They're words, swear words. But there are some that I think you can get away with, but I don't know exactly which ones they are. So we got to go on.
How about let's just abbreviate them?
But Armand used the F word, which I know is definitely a no-no.
Yeah, that's a big no. We're going to have a lot of trouble with our sponsors there.
Well, no, the thing about it is that we will have a problem with it because if this goes in the archive now, we have to go in and erase that.
Oh.
Because if this is on the air when we do have an FCC, when we are FM broadcasting, then we will have a problem. We could get fined like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Oh, yeah. What are those guys like, the FCC?
They're probably like the FDA or the I don't know.
Do you sense have you talked to anyone from there?
Wait, Armand wants to say something.
Oh.
So what's FCC? What does the F stand for? It.
That's a good question.
I'm not allowed to say that on the air.
Neither are they.
And does the C stand for cat? Or does it start with a C and end with a T and have an N in it?
That might be. That very well might be. There's definitely an N in it.
Yep.
But sorry, Armand, I'm not gonna hang up on you because I don't appreciate your call. But we got
to call. Get moving to other calls.
Buzz noise.
I got a feeling too that there are people just waiting to get in on this line.
I can't believe that there's this terrible buzz noise because this sounded so good the other day. So I'm gonna.
Could be some crossed wires. There's a lot of crossed wires. Interesting.
Really weird. Really stupid. Oh no, it's still there, but okay.
Well, we can hear each other all right. I think so. 935-2951. Give us a call at Hello Caller. But please don't curse. Don't complain about traffic. Don't use any copyrighted material. We want to remind our listeners.
Yeah, which makes me feel bad because
me too.
I'm not that kind of person, really. I don't care about that kind of stuff.
No.
But I mean, it is a small concession to make to be able to do something interesting that has that can actually work without getting busted at some point. Well, I really enjoyed listening to that poem, and I was wondering, do you think when they collaborated, how did they collaborate?
Well, let's call Mike right now and find out. Let me just get this up here.
Okay, so we'll do it that way instead of using the phone. I'm really disappointed in this phone thing.
Hold on 1 second. Mike, hang in there. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yes.
How are you?
Good. Thanks for the encouragement.
How are you right now as opposed to when I just asked it?
I went into the bank. I sat behind a really funny guy on the bus.
Yeah? Tell us about him.
He was naming his top 5 MCs.
He was naming his top 5 MCs.
Yeah, he's naming his top 5 MCs, and he was like talking to this other guy, and like I really wanted to say, what about Rakim?
Yeah.
And so I was like, Rakim? Like I tapped him on the shoulder, and he was like, I was gonna get to that, but no. So he
Which bank was that?
But he was saying really funny stuff, actually.
Who's he talking to?
Another gentleman.
Another gentleman. Which bank was
Yeah.
that?
No, he was on the bus, and yeah.
Which bank were you headed towards?
Yeah.
TCS Bank. It's a terrible bank. Don't bank there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were credit union.
No, I'm not. I'm not credit union. I pulled my account out of UW Credit Union because I was afraid of creditors getting into it.
Yeah, they can do that.
And I tried Educators Credit Union, and you have to keep $100 in there at all times. Then putting
Yeah.
yourself, I like to live dangerously close to the red line.
I'm thinking about putting a bunch of money in some cement.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. My grandfather put a penny in a piece of cement once, and he always pointed to it, and he'd say, "You know why that penny's in that cement?" And I'd say, "Why?" He said, "Because no one will ever be able to say ever that I'm broke." And
Unless someone breaks the spirit.
unless someone breaks his spirit, but that's
Yeah.
that's something that we've all carried with us. I think that a broken spirit is genetic.
Like Pantera.
Like Pantera, it's genetic.
It'd be broken like that song by Pantera.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mike, could you read it?
Heavy.
Did you want to, Zab? Did you have a question about the Weldon's collaboration with Mike? Weldon just read us the collaboration you wrote with Ollie on the porch, and we were talking about Ollie talking about the woman in the jean jacket who had a baby raccoon. Did you have a question?
Yeah, she was either her or the raccoon or both were shaking.
Oh my.
It was very intense,
Yeah. Zab, did you?
and she wanted to know what to do with it, and we didn't really know what to do with it.
Sure.
But it sounded very angry and afraid
Yes.
inside of her jean jacket.
Yes.
My question, you could repeat it to him if you can't hear me, is
Sure.
how did they do, what was the collaboration process?
What was the collaboration process? Did you guys bounce back line to line?
Yeah, we just had
Can answer
my
that, too.
little notebook and we handed it back and forth.
Yeah.
It didn't, there weren't any constraints or anything.
Well,
Very formal.
yeah.
Hello?
Oh, someone else just came in on another line. Who's it? Who is it? Did you want to ask Mike, our caller, a question, caller?
Hi, this is Mario.
Oh, hey Mario.
Hi, Mario. Would you like to ask Mike a question?
I'm not sure he knows who I am.
There's a little bit of a delay.
That's okay. We're going to work with the delay guys. Mario, did you want to ask Mike a question?
What's Mike all about?
What's what all about, Mario?
Mike,
Life.
Mike, what's life all about? Mario wants to know on phone 2.
I didn't catch that.
Mario is on phone 2. He'd like to ask you what life is all about, Mike.
What life is all about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Mario meant by that, but just go with it, that he's on phone 1.
Well, according to Dr. Steve Brule, life is all about eating candy and having a good time.
Yeah, yeah. And
And I think I can't really disagree with that. I can't really gainsay it.
would you endorse that? Would you push
I
it?
don't know if I would endorse it 100% because Dr. Steve Brule is a very damaged man.
Sure. He's also a very, yeah. He's a fictional character, but yet he seems like we all know him. Hey, could you bring up Mario? I want to let Mario know what Mike said. Hey, Mario.
I want to know who was Mike, not what life is all about. I know what life is all about.
Okay.
It's a cereal, so
What was the question again, Mario?
My question to Mike is, who are you, Mike?
Mike, did you catch Mario's question? He wanted to know, he said
I didn't hear anything.
Sorry, let me relay it to you. Mario wanted to know...
Relay it to me.
Okay, I'll relay it. Mario on phone 1 wanted to know he said we misunderstood him. He wasn't asking you what life was all about. He was asking you who you are, who you really are, Mike. That's what Mario was asking.
Was he asking in the existential sense, or like, do I know you from somewhere?
I'm gonna say, who are you? Like, who are you, Mike? That's what Mario asked.
What is Mike all about?
What is Mike all about?
I'm Mike Hauser of Bayview.
Yeah, of Bayview.
I recently learned how to make mujadra.
That's nice. What?
Yeah.
How long did that take?
Well, see, a key ingredient is caramelized onions.
Caramelized onions.
And if you want to caramelize onions right, you have to do it slowly,
Yeah.
like making love.
Right. Mike,
Yes.
would you mind reading a poem for us?
Not at all.
Please.
I wrote down the poem about artists again.
Okay, let's hear. Give the title nice and clear.
Hold on just a second. I'm just trying to.
That's okay. Bring Mario up.
Mario, sorry to have you on hold so much. Thanks for asking Mike questions. Would you mind hanging on until we hear this poem?
Sure. Should I say a poem after Mike?
You sure can, Mario. If you can just hold on, we're going to hear one from Mike, and then we're going to swing right back to you.
And you can make love fast.
I will make love right back. You can't see my face expression, but it is a look of love. Okay, back to Mike.
Sing a song.
Okay, what's it called, Mike?
The poem is called Artists.
Okay.
Communicate not with words, but with long, soulful glances and the stroking of one another's hands.
Wow. That kind of ties into what we were talking about with slang being language is never enough, isn't it? And also ties into caramelized onions being very comparable to making love. Thank you very much, Michael.
You're welcome.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so
Mario's got a poem.
yeah. Wait, why don't I hear myself here? I don't know. Do you hear me?
I hear you great.
Okay, great. I was gonna say, you had a poem too, right? Or do you want to go straight to Mario?
No, we got to go to Mario. This
Okay.
is hot. I
All
mean,
right,
this
okay.
is interactive.
All right. I'm gonna turn up Mario and turn us down. One sec.
Ready.
Hi. I have a poem. Hello?
Let's hear it, Mario.
Hello?
Mario, caller Mario. Let's hear your poem, buddy.
All right. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It's hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living in peace. You may say, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need
Wow.
for greed
That
or
is Mario. And that is Mario reading an amazing poem. Thanks a lot for calling, Mario.
Thank you.
That is
Mario.
incredible. Wow. Well, although I would have to say that sounds awfully familiar, and I'm pretty sure that that would be a poem where afterwards you could say, not! But thanks a lot, Mario. Mario is always very supportive of the arts, being a lover of literature, as
Right.
I know he is. We want to remind you can call 935-2951.
And we have about 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left. My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, because we actually have to end at 4:55. Or yeah, 4:55.
This is your last chance,
Yeah.
people. Is that line open?
I'm gonna drop Mario, and maybe we'll get another call.
Oh, okay. We got 5 minutes left. Well,
I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface.
I know. We
It's incredible. An hour.
I know.
went by.
It goes by really, really fast. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
But time does fly when you're having fun. I wanted to keep going with the slang thing, like perhaps.
Well, you have some other stuff that you brought today.
Oh yeah, of course I did. Well, let me just close out with just a couple questions for you, Zav, if I could.
Okay.
Okay. Is the content, the literary content of your films, more important than any of the technical aspects? Is that what interests you?
Not particularly. My films are generally, I try to work without using the written word too much. So I tend to work almost from cinema. So the literary content of what I do is is almost irrelevant.
You've said that your own work has moved from, in the early times, expression to the later times, illusion. What did you mean by this illusion?
I guess when I said that, what I meant is that that I'm referencing things. That I guess I'm reiterating your question.
Right.
That what I do tends to be a reference, and it tends to be something that is about the experience of movie viewing, perhaps. It's kind of like steps outside of the film itself in some ways, and
Yeah.
it looks at filmmaking in the process of the experience. It's almost like that's the narrative.
Sure. During your basic training, though, you must have been familiar with weapons other than the howitzer.
In basic training, I used a M16, and I actually got an eye infection from the gunpowder. Multiple eye infections from gunpowder. I learned that I don't really like shooting guns because I would get the gunpowder would get in my eyes. We would shoot guns all day long.
Did you shoot anybody in the war?
No, I was not. I was building roads in Honduras during the Iran-Contra thing.
Do you mind describing your capture by the Germans?
That's not true. I was never captured by Germans.
What did the Germans say?
Well, because they didn't capture me, I feel like I'm being interrogated here, and you're like assuming I was captured by Germans. I wasn't. So how am I supposed to answer a negative? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So you didn't suffocate in the meat lockers at any point?
No, I've barely been in meat lockers.
Okay.
And that's the first thing I think about, when I'm in a meat locker.
Do you tend to write about this as soon as you are through with the experience?
Wait, can you repeat the question?
Do you intend to write about this as soon as you are through with the experience?
I don't write much anymore, and I regret that in certain ways, but I think it's because the writing doesn't ring true to me somehow. I feel as though I'm writing, but I'm writing, and it's as though I'm writing into like writing on a beach of sand, and that the waves are just going to lap it away or something.
Sure.
So I think I'm stumped when it comes to writing.
Yeah.
So my answer is most likely no, but I enjoy writing. I like writing. I'm not moved to write as much these days. Maybe because I'm busy. When I'm busy,
Yeah.
I'm less moved to write.
Well, how are we doing here?
We actually need to wrap it up. We're actually past the.
We
time
do.
limit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if we got.
Did you have a poem? I wouldn't mind because we did start we did start a few minutes late.
That's
so.
true, but we can do that anytime,
Okay,
really.
okay.
I mean, the important thing was to get some calls out there.
Right.
We didn't get a lot of calls in today.
Well, we might have been blocking calls. We can imagine
That's
that whenever the caller was calling, that there were all these other callers who
Yeah.
just couldn't get through.
I mean, there is no ideal caller, really. They're all great. Well, actually, that's not true at all. We're looking for the ideal caller.
Yeah,
Caller,
that's what we're
if
looking
you are
for.
out there, we're looking for you, but we're waiting for you to make the first move
Yeah.
because we're timid.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, not really. Well, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, we were waiting for you.
But you were waiting for you to make the first move.
Well, it's been good. You know, I feel like we had a good show, and I'm glad that. Oh, maybe you want to sing the song to close?
Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Call us, call us. Call us, call us, call us, call us, call us, call us. 935-2951. Hello, caller. We'll have fun. We'll talk about stuff we don't know about. Call us, call us, call us. Hello, caller.